What's up guys, my name's Ben and welcome to my channel. Today we're embarking on my journey through the intricacies of the watch world. Since last June, which is about a year ago, I've gained over 150,000 followers on all platforms, and I've done many collaborations including with companies like Christopher Ward, Bezel, code BENSWATCHES for $200 off. And I'm literally working 24/7 on my website, on videos, on product shots, you name it. My journey's been a lot of work, but there's still a lot of work left. Today I'm going to share my 5 quintessential tips that helped me get here. And make sure you stay for the 5th one because that's by far the most important. And if you're new here, you've never seen me before, hit that subscribe button if you want to learn about any of this or you just want to learn about watches in general. I'm called BENSWATCHES for a reason. Okay, so without further ado, let's go into step 1, which is really building your watch knowledge. My personal journey began with a ton of research, including mechanics, trends, about any kind of watches you could possibly name. At that time, which was just a few years ago, before I was even selling watches or making this into a business, YouTube was my best friend. Every single day after work, I was watching Theo and Harris, Teddy Baldessar, The Urban Gentry, or TGV, or whatever you want to call them. This really fed my daily dose of watch knowledge and provide that sort of baseline where I could put it on mindlessly in the background while I was eating some food or whatever. This whole watch universe is so vast. There's extreme high end, extreme low end, everything in the middle, lots of crap, lots of great value. That one is really important, especially when you actually go to sell the watches, because your customers are gonna need to know if you know what you're talking about. And if you've at all been like a watch collector or anything like that, and you've walked into a watch store and you talk about a certain watch and the sales associate doesn't know anything, that's exactly the reason. You're not gonna buy from somebody that doesn't know what they're talking about when you know more than they do. Now, step 2, which is extremely important for the watch industry and other industries in general, but particularly for the watch industry, is being authentic. For my personal brand, I've been really authentic because I'm selling on the gray market. If you know anything about the gray market or buying on the gray market, it can be really scary. There are a ton of fakes and Franken watches. Being genuine and caring about my audience and making sure they're buying the right timepieces has cost me a ton of partnerships. Every single brand that contacts me, I let them know that I'm going to be unfiltered. Basically means if I don't like something about the watch, I'm going to let the audience know. If I like something about the watch, I'm going to let the audience know. But I'm not just going to say that I love a watch just because I'm getting something free or I'm getting a cash prize. A lot of those brands then ghost me, and I don't really care because I want you guys to know the truth. Once you've almost mastered step 1 and step 2, the third part is where are you buying your watches and how much should you be spending on every watch? Buying these watches is an art as well as it is like a science. The science is that you have to know what you want to pay for every watch. A very blanket rule of thumb, and this I can make this into 25 YouTube videos if I wanted to, is look up the cheapest price on eBay and try to buy anywhere from 40 to 50% below that price. So if you see something on Facebook Marketplace and it's $500 and on eBay it's $750, you're probably okay, but you want to make enough profit to make it worth it for you. So buying well below market value and knowing the condition is very important. The way I got started, especially with a lot of this, with buying like 50, even 60% below market value, is the vintage realm. This, however, I came to learn is a very scary place. There are so many fake watches, Franken watches, and because these watches are so old, there's not a lot of documentation backing up what these watches should be, what they should look like, what should come with them like the modern watches are. And trust me, I've been burned. It probably set me back almost over a year in terms of my progress in my business, because I would buy a watch, try to authenticate it, end up being fake, try to go back, and they wouldn't give me my money back or whatever. And that actually happened on eBay, believe it or not. And that really goes back to step 1, which is you need to know everything about the watches that you're buying. Do your research, know what's included. If it's a random Longines like the one I'm wearing from the 50s, you have to know exactly what Longines was doing in the 50s. Why is the second hand short? Oh, because they used to do that back in the day. Now the next step, step 4, is network your butt off. Cultivating a network and building your network of people is worth its absolute weight in gold. You can go to trade shows, expeditions, watch shows, social media, all of the above. Me building these relationships with all these different people helped me get collaborations, helped give me knowledge, helped give me potential buyers, potential people to buy from. You're able to build trust with these people, and there are a lot of people that are good in the watch industry, although if you've been on social media at all, you know there's also a lot of bad people as well. The way I personally networked is I had an Instagram account, and I DM'd every single watch influencer, watch YouTuber, brand, whatever you could possibly imagine. I used to go on LinkedIn for a company like Tissot, and I never actually got a response from this person, but I would look up social media, I would look up PR and Tissot, and put the brand and those words together, find who worked there, and just cold DM them on LinkedIn. I probably sent 500 to 1,000 1,000 random DMs to random people, influencers, YouTubers, and got 3 responses total. And I'll tell you what, all the time it took me for all those 1,000 DMs, those 3 people I now know very well and DM or text with on a daily basis. Probably heard this all the time, but networking is the key to success, whether whatever industry you're in, but particularly the watch industry, because the watch industry is so small, everybody knows everybody. And I told you the last step was the most important, and this is the most important. And step 5 is building your audience. Grow with them, meet up with them, meet all these different people you're gaining on social media, whether it's meetups or what have you. This obviously goes back to the networking step as well. Before you start, you want to know who your audience is and what they want to buy. When I started, I wanted to target the affordable realm. Before I got on TikTok, there were really only 2 watch TikTokers, which were Vukum, who everybody knows, and Mike Nuvo, who everybody knows. Buckley wasn't on there, Jules wasn't on there, so nobody was doing affordables. People really aren't still doing affordables. I'm probably the #1 person. So I thought, hey, there's so many people who don't collect watches, who like the idea of watches, but don't want to spend $5,000 or $10,000. I'm going to target those people. I love watches as well, and I love affordable watches. And that's why when you go to my website, there's really nothing over $5,000. Everything's below that. Most grails for these people are $4,000 or $5,000 for my audience, and if you're watching, probably for you as well. And to be honest, that's the most realistic. There's like probably 0.1% of people that can buy a $10,000 watch every year. And there's probably 20 to 30% of people that can buy a watch under $500 all the time. Once you have this audience, make sure you're listening to them, because at the end of the day, they eventually will be your customers and they will buy from you. So whether you're posting on social media, you're not selling anything at first, which I recommend to do to start, to build that audience. Listen to them, answer their questions. If they have a question, make a video out of it. You can sort of find your realm within there. That's how you can grow, eventually build a website, eventually start watch dealing and all of this other stuff. You have it. Those are my 5 steps, but I want you to check out these few things. On my website, which is linked in the description, I have leather watch straps, rubber watch straps, NATO straps, and these are all below market value. So for example, this is my moss green Italian calf leather strap that is on my website right now. And this strap, you can usually find $75, $85 from a lot of these other YouTubers and people selling this stuff. I'm selling it for $55. You can also find other watches, etc. You can go check my inventory. It's constantly changing. I'm constantly getting people buying, people sending me stuff, whatever. And also I have this BENSWATCHES community on Discord. We have over 500 members and it's great. People are buying and selling, people are talking. You can ask questions if I'm not available. And that's actually in the link in the description to my Patreon. You also get 10% off every single thing on my website, including if it's a $10,000 watch, you get $1,000 off. If it's a $500 watch, you get $50 off. If it's a $35 strap, you get $3.50 off, whatever. I think it's just a great way to sort of give back to you guys. You could be a member of a community, you get 10% off, it'll pay its weight back 100%. If you enjoyed this at all, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Keep an eye out for my YouTube shorts, my YouTube videos. Go follow me on TikTok, Instagram, whatever.